Hey there, this is Andrew bringing you another Keyforge deck reveal and review. Let's look at a Dark Tidings deck here. All right. We have She Who Knocks Down Strangepark. I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess this is Untamed, Star Alliance, and Unfathomable. Ooh, I got Untamed and Unfathomable. Not Star Alliance, but we did get Saurian. That's fun. So I'm hoping for Burst in the Untamed. I'm hoping for a lot of disruption in the Unfathomable, and maybe a little Amber control. Um, these actually pair well in terms of just being able to constantly exhaust things sometimes or push them into hands. They share some similarities there. And then in Sarian, I'm hoping for Amber control, uh, some board control as well. And hey, we'll find out. She Who Knocks Down Strangepark. We'll be starting with Saurian because 2 U's. Wow. Ooh, Hedonistic Content. Gain Amber, exalt each flank creature. That's fun. We have a Pterodactyl, which enters play stunned, but it's 12 power, deals 4, only 4 to the thing it fights, but deals 4 damage to the neighbors as well. That's a fun effect. Altruist Rostrum moves an Amber from a creature to another creature when it actions. That could be pretty nice with the Hedonistic Intent if you have the Altruist Rostrum out early. Lapisaurus gives us some taunt. It's a 4 power, 2 armor beast with taunt, and while attacking an enemy creature's game before a fight, exalt this creature. I was thinking there was no taunt in Saurian, but yeah, there is. There's Lapisaurus. Magistra Vita is a 5 power dinosaur with play Reap. You may exalt a friendly non-Saurian creature if you do Reap with it. We'll see what Reap effects we get later on. Hoping for some good ones in Unfathomable, especially. Ooh, Medicus Lacus comes out early. We're into the commons now. But this says, while the tide is high, you may spend Amber on friendly creatures as if it were in your pool. Always nicer if you have a key cheat to go with this. Maybe we'll get one in Untamed, though. Then we have Spoils of Battle, this one with an extra capture icon on it. So here you gain an Amber, capture onto one of your creatures, and then a friendly creature captures one. So you can capture onto 2 different ones, and then each creature with Amber on it captures one from its opponent. That's great, and that's really nice with the Medicus Lacus if we can keep it alive, let's say, behind the Lapisaurus. So, hey, I like it. Another Spoils of Battle, cool. Third Spoils of Battle. All right, we really want to keep that Medicus Lacus alive. Ooh. We have Undignathus, great if we get a Waste Not later, but Undignathus is a 12 power beast. It does the full 12 power unless the tide is low, in which case it does no damage when it fights. So really nice for taking out threats when it's your turn. We got a second Undignathus, this one with a capture icon. Where are these capture icons coming from? My guess is Gilt Spine Netcaster. We'll see. Venator Altum is a 7 power dinosaur and soldier with 2 armor. After it's dealt damage, if the tide is low, you exalt it, which actually could be bad for your opponent if we get a key frog and the Medicus Lacus. We'll see. One, two, three, four. All right, that's it for Saurian. Now I was trying to see if we do get a key frog later, if we have a way to kill the key frog on our Saurian turn, and does not seem like there is a way. So if we're gonna get a key frog and do a Lacus key frog combo, we're going to have a way to have Lacus stay on the board and then kill the key frog on an untamed turn. But we get Unfathomable first. Hey, we start with Corrode. It's an action with an Amber. When you play it, you choose one, you destroy an artifact, or you destroy an upgrade, or you destroy a creature with armor. I love this card. Wouldn't be sad to see two. You can destroy your own creature with armor, but it's just a really versatile card. The fact that you can destroy an artifact, but you could also destroy an upgrade. Let's say your opponent has an encounter suit on a creature. This is really good. Cup of Water is an action with an amber. When you play it, you stun each cyborg and each robot creature. A lot of anti-logos hate there. Then we go straight from rares into uncommons with Call of the Void. It's an action with an amber. You exhaust a creature, but if it was already exhausted, you destroy it instead, and its controller loses one. A little bit of creature control and amber control packed into one. That's great. We have a second one, this one with a capture icon. It'd be nice to get like a Recusals chant later, so we could maybe do the Recusal, like take the tide, do the Recusals chant, play 2 Call of the Voids, destroy 2 creatures. They lose 2 amber. That'd be great. Flamegill Enforcer is a 6-power Aquan that says after your opponent raises the tide, you enrage it, but it has action capture 3. That's a really nice effect. And there's a Guilt-Spine Netcaster. It has enhanced 2 capture icons, and look, it got a capture icon on itself. And then it has Reap, exhaust a creature, which is really nice. Really nice with those Call of the Voids. If we can keep the Netcaster out, and I'm guessing we have a second one here. Yep, there it is. This one with no capture icon on itself. Do we have a third one? No. We're into Horrid Sign-In now, who's a 4-power beast with poison. Very nice. Got 2 of those. They're good for taking out annoying threats. We have Maelstrom, which puts each creature on top of its owner's deck in a random order, and then you gain 2 chains. It's a good way to recover from being behind on board. I feel like with the creatures we have, we probably want to be fighting to keep the board instead of doing this, but we'll see. Sink or Swim, you either exhaust 3 creatures, or, well, a creature in each of its neighbors, or your opponent discards a random card from their hand. You get to choose. They're both okay effects. Wish it had an amber. And then we didn't get a Recusals chant here, although the Sink or Swim could be, as good with the Call of the Void. And we also have those Netcasters, so maybe it works out nice. And then Wacolia is a 3-power beast that has Reap. Keys cost +2 during your opponent's next turn. So a little bit of amber control there, although really most of our amber control in this deck, I think, is going to come from the Saurian and the Spoils of Battle, as well as just some of these capture icons. All right, let's see what we get in Untamed. Start off, we got Blossom Drake. This is a 4-power dragon that gets +1 power for each artifact in play. Now, have we seen artifacts on our own side? We had the Altruis Rostrum, I believe. I think that's it. So it's nice that this is not an artifact-heavy deck. So far, anyway. And each artifact's text box is considered blank except for traits. That's really cool. Just being able to turn off artifacts like that is awesome. Piranha Monkeys, play, reap, deal 2 damage to each other creature. Really nice board control going on there. Might be a discard sometimes depending on what you have on the board, but if you need it, you need it. Crossed Porpoises is an action with an amber that raises the tide and enrages 2 enemy creatures. Very nice, I like that card. We do have Fangtooth Cavern, which is an artifact with an amber that says at the end of your turn, destroy the least powerful creature. That would get turned off by Blossom Drake, but I think it's not that great in this deck anyway because we have a lot of small creatures. Not so much in Saurian, but I don't think it's always going to be a card we want in operation anyway, so we're not going to be sad to cover it up with the Blossom Drake. And it gives the Blossom Drake an extra power, so there's that. Growth Surge is an action with an amber that has you give a flank creature 3+1 power counters. Its neighbor gets 2 and the next neighbor gets 1. We don't have an Ambermancer to go with it, but this is still a great card. We could put it on the Drake if that's appropriate, or make these big Guilt-Spine Netcasters. Make Lacus or Lapisaurus bigger. Those are good options too. So fun stuff. Got another Growth Surge. Nice. Not sad to see that. Myliobe is a 4-power beast that says while the tide is high, it gets Skirmish, and before it fights, you enrage the creature it fights and each of that creature's neighbors. So even if you don't have the tide and you don't get that Skirmish, that enrage is going to happen even if the Myliobe dies. That's nice. Persistence Hunting, there's that exhaust in Untamed that I was talking about. Very nice. Choose a house, exhaust each enemy creature of the chosen house. The fittest is going to make all our creatures +1 power. That's nice. Another the fittest. Not sad to see that. Okay. Way of the Pixie is an upgrade that gives a creature reap gain 1. And then lastly, we have Witch of the Dawn, which would be a nice way to get back a creature. But what would we want to get back? We might want to get back the Blossom Drake if the circumstances were right, or maybe we decide we need to get back the Flamegill Enforcer, or maybe the Medicus Lacus. Now, we don't have a Key Frog, so we don't have any Key-Chi in this deck, which means for the Lacus, for us to forge with the Lacus, we need the opponent to not raise the tide. And that is, that's a little sad. But that means, Lacus is providing pressure where sometimes the opponent may need to take chains, and that could help us win too. Let me count the pips here because I feel like there's a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 amber pips. 15 raw amber pips. That's pretty high. And then we're going to have big creatures. I think this is pretty okay. It's not my favorite Unfathomable, but it does some control. That's good. And then lots of board control in the Saurian just from having big creatures. How many creatures do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's pretty normal. That's pretty average. So that seems okay. We have good artifact control. We don't have board wipes, but I think our creatures are big enough to do pretty good work. And we do have that Maelstrom if it comes down to it, and we have ways to exhaust enemy creatures. So I think we have a lot of good options. That seems pretty good. I'm excited to try it out. I think it probably, because of the lack of like a key cheat, I think that's going to hurt it a little. Doesn't have a lot of board wipes. I still think I want to give it a 70. Let's see what Dex the Keyboard says. I think it's pretty reasonable. And I'll pause and we'll find out. So I say 70, and oh man, Dex the Keyboard is being harsh to me. 64, doesn't like it. Doesn't think it has that high of an E. I guess that's maybe fair, but I think it's unfair. Negative speed, I can see why. Not a lot of disruption. Pretty decent creature control though. Decent amber control, not a lot, but I think you're giving it a little bit of a hard time there, Dex the Keyboard. I think it's better than you think. But I just like Dex, so maybe I'm reading it wrong. All right. But anyway, that is She Who Knocks Down Strangepark. Hope you enjoyed and that you'll get out and forge some keys.